So we survived. It was nice last night. You can see our view here. Nobody has come past yet, but coffee's on. We had about 45 minutes of nobody around, and the walkers begin. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you feeling this morning? Tired?
Not too bad. A little tired. I was a little hungry last night, so I didn't eat now. Big breakfast this morning, please, Steve.
Yeah, we didn't eat other than snacks because we were just too tired. It was dark virtually by the time we got the tent up. So we were just eating, just clean that lens. We were just eating peanuts and crisps. It was okay. We kind of decided that we might as well just sleep, wake up in the morning. But it is a lovely spot we picked. I say we picked, Michelle.
Oh, yeah, you chose this one especially.
For many.
We kept walking until we found the perfect one.
So many pitches along this route. This is the only pitch. Who'd have thought you could order a big breakfast way up here? 2,000 feet in the mountains. Cheese and salami sandwich.
And can you trust that you won't blow away in the wind?
I may take a little video of you to show people how well people can do after their knees. Yeah, it's a long way off, but this gentleman just had 6 weeks ago, he had his both knees replaced, and he's out walking the West Highland Way. Good on you, well done. Bye-bye. So if any of you are thinking about having knee operations, as my good friend Paul in Australia did also, the recovery can be great. I mean, this gentleman, he's struggling, but he's just come up. He's just come down all this way, and he's just come up what they call the Devil's Staircase. So yeah, well done to him. I mean, he's congratulating us on walking John O'Groat's Land's End. I think that's a much greater achievement. Him walking. Not walking, because my friend Paul had his knees done and he was up and about in no time. It was a remarkably quick recovery. But to walk something, this is really quite an arduous walk, this section here. He's only going to do a fairly small section over the mountain down to the town. But it's, yeah, they'll just take their time. Hopefully they'll be good, but he clearly wants to challenge himself. And that's it, we're packed up. So begins another beautiful day, hiking in the middle of nowhere, heading towards Land's End. We're coming for your Land's End, though I'm not sure it'll be this year. How odd is the world when a lovely couple we just met walking two dogs, but they're hours, many hours from anywhere, and he's carrying his dog poo in a dog poo bag. Here, there's so many animals, deer and foxes and badgers out here pooping in the wild. I don't think it would harm to leave a little dog muck out here to decompose over a couple of days. And he's got to carry that little dog poo in a bag now for about 2 to 3 hours. So you can see last night, that's 540 meters, that summit. This is the summit we're heading to, which is also about 540, I think a bit higher. And our camping pitch is right in the middle, but it was getting touch and go last night. And we have found out from another couple that there's possibly one other camping pitch before the 500 meter descent. So we'd have been in a sticky situation last night. There's people resting up here. Well, no, you can buy them 3-panel and it would still work, but I just wanted a bit extra boost. But now I look like an armadillo carrying this thing on the front, so but it's meant to be on the back, but Scotland decided there is no sun behind me. So we'll put it on.
Like shorts and pants though, couldn't you then with that?
Yeah, it could do. Well,
The real Scots.
yeah, my little sort of solar panel kilt.
Yeah.
Silly buggers.
That's not quite right, is it?
No.
It's not right. It's hard enough doing the walk. I mean,
The guy's coming over, he's just done all the Wainwrights.
Oh,
yeah, we'll be doing that.
No, we won't be doing that.
A lovely bunch up on the top,
The summit.
on the summit. Loads of people. Michelle and I have just had a good old chin wag. Picked up a couple of new subscribers. Talked about the Wainwrights, which are a little bit like the Monroes. They're hills.
A bit smaller.
A bit smaller than Monroes. Had a few jokes about my panel.
Are we going downhill?
Woohoo!
It's been great, isn't it?
So this lovely couple, this gentleman has actually cycled Land's End to John the Great,
yeah.
And you've not cycled it, but you've
I've
done a
run
lot.
marathons.
He's run
And we
marathons.
should be climbing Kilimanjaro in Africa, but we're stuck here.
No, it's not a bad place to be stuck though. And
She supported me when I did that by
So-
waving me goodbye.
and your names are?
And
And Andy.
Anne and
Wilson.
Andy.
We're both from Swindon. I'm originally from Hull. And meeting you guys from Melbourne,
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Love that.
that's great.
good luck on your trekking.
And funny enough, I'm going to turn this off now to talk about Swindon. Lovely to meet you both.
And you. Bye now.
They're a lovely couple from Swindon, funny enough. Anne and Andy, who have actually, well, Andy grew up in Australia, in Sandringham in Melbourne, so not far from our place. How cool is that? One of the problems we're not getting our miles done is we keep stopping to talk to people, and quite often I'll talk for 10 or 15 minutes, and yeah, it's not necessarily the best thing to do. Oh, we'll wait. So this is the Devil's Staircase. It seems quite easy compared to what we came
Compared to
up.
what we just done, I think it seems a doddle.
It's quite a doddle, isn't it? I mean, coming up it is steep, but it's not long. We walked for nearly 3 hours uphill.
Some of that was steep. It's in a straight line.
So this is the Devil's. It's just a lot of meandering path, but not that much. About one, 2, 3, 4, about 6 or 8 switchbacks. You know, on hindsight, we could have walked down this last night. No, I think physically we were wrecked. But today, going down here is just so much easier than the going up. And we're covering pretty big strides. It's still rocky and stony, but because we're fresh from breakfast and it's all downhill, it's a great deal more easy to navigate. Do you find, Michelle?
Oh yeah, it's not difficult at all really. Not any faster for me, but I found a shortcut.
She's cheating. She hasn't walked the whole Land's End to John O'Groats now, because that's not the official path. Keep meeting people from Australia. It's a lad from Brisbane, Queensland. That's a few, 2 or 3 or 4 Australians on this route. Some of them live here. Yeah, but still, they're Australians. It's possible that only an end-to-end walker would understand where Michelle and I are coming from. This is lovely, but we'd really like an hour or 2 of just some smart walking where you haven't got to constantly look down at the rocks, and you know, 2 hours of that would be absolutely lovely instead of all this rock work. Because, you know, I've said it, I've moaned about it before, but hour journey is a longer journey, and if you're just doing a 5-day, 6-day journey, then you might be able to tolerate all this rock walking of these ways. But in reality, I'd rather not. Now you can see all along this roadside and over here, there are dozens of cars parked. So what I think is happening is most of the people going up today are just doing that sort of day walk. Actually, the last couple said to us they're just walking up the Devil's Staircase and then back down. So a lot of the people we've met are not even on the West Highland Way particularly. They're just coming for a walk up this quite small mountain. Interesting. You know, you live and learn as you walk, don't you? Because I didn't expect this to be sort of a day hike for people, and I didn't expect this big road down here with so many cars. So if you're walking the West Highland Way, you're learning as we're learning, or if you're just watching this at a later date, it's interesting. It's not nice to be near a road again, to be frank. There are cars parked as far as the eye can see down this road. So I think actually a lot of the walkers are not coming up the West Highland Way. I think many of them are probably, the din of traffic, are probably just doing the riverside walk, which makes sense, doesn't it? Well, a big, don't you hate these people? The animals that throw their rubbish down. So yeah, look, there are, this is like being back on the A9, isn't it? So look, another poorly marked. It looks like it should go down that way towards the river, but looking at the map, we've actually got to walk along today. Oh, we've got to walk along a main road again. The lad there stopped doing a bit of map reading, so maybe we'll have a chat with him. Yeah, let's go through here, have a chat with that lad. Look at this bloody mess of metal. West Highland. They might have marked it. So the start again. We're on the edge of the main road. This is a very busy main road. That's how I feel. Not dead yet. No, we're not dead yet. I have a weird feeling being on a road again, do you? Like, not a nice feeling. I like being on the flat, but at the same time, just all this traffic. I'm starting to maybe appreciate just a little bit why the Scots are really unhappy about the tourists coming up here. Because this many tourists and RVs, this could destroy a place, right?
Yeah.
And there isn't an ounce, there isn't an inch of parking space that isn't taken up by somebody squeezing their car in, or van, or RV. I'm glad we didn't walk down, Michelle. I'm so glad we didn't walk down that mountain. Now I see this. Most of these cars now, I'm guessing, are walking. Oh, I don't know anymore. This is a bit like a lot of the walks up here in Scotland. We've just come down that mountain, and if you come out of the road, there's no markings, and you're given this sort of second-rate bit of pathway. Oh, God, I hate moaning about this walk, but it's tiresome. You know, up in the hills it's beautiful, and the paths are pretty much beaten by walkers. But down where the land belongs to the local council, all they do, and there's the first sign we've seen, all they do is give you a second-rate little piece of gravel to walk alongside a road. You know, it could have been nice to widen that road with all the land that's here to at least another third, and put a really nice walking path that people can enjoy. This is the respite for us. You've done the mountain, now you want a respite. You're on a roadside, at least if you've got to listen to that traffic, make the walking okay. So I'm going to say it's absolutely beautiful, but the West Highland Way is hard going for people with big packs, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Hard on the legs, hard on the knees, hard on the feet.
Very hard on the feet because the ground is very rocky. We've done 2.5 days now of it, and none of it, this wind will probably ruin the sound, but none of it's as nice as I imagined it to be. It's very beautiful, but none of the walking is as nice as you might imagine it to be. This whole, I'd say the West Highland Way is a marvellous long walk if you've got a little pack. You're not doing a long through hike like Michelle and I are doing. A small pack, very little weight, and you're reasonably fit. This is a really good walk. Like most of these people are doing, they've just got little day packs on, maybe a packed lunch, bottle of pop, and but if you're doing a long hike, it's not wild enough, and it's not soft enough on the foot. Good day. Now it may well be that the whole Land's End to John O'Groats experience is not good for a heavy pack. I do know a lot more people do this with light packs or bikes, but that's not our challenge. So when you come off of that awful little path, horrible little path, you come down onto a tarmac road, and then you walk to, I think, what is a pub-soaked hotel. Where we're hoping we can stop and get refreshed, but we then got to go way over those mountains apparently. It's a big walk, you know. You feel very small in this big landscape. Ah, and a bull. Wait, they shouldn't be out, should they? Let's go in tight.